Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. My name's Millie Blankin. I am the Talent Programme Manager at Go.Compare. A big part of my role is managing the GoFurther Academy, which we launched in May 2018, and with the whole focus of bridging the gap between education and the workplace. One of our key pillars is that of apprenticeships, so we have gathered our best and brightest apprentices here today to give you some insight into what it is to run a degree apprenticeship program, and we actually have 3 degree apprenticeship programs at Go.Compare. So hopefully this will give you insight whether you're looking to get into a degree apprenticeship or whether you're from a business that wants to explore what degree apprenticeships look like, either for existing talent or for pipelining talent in. This should give you some insight into what we've been up to over the past 2 years. So to start, let's do some intros so you understand who's talking to you today. Riff, should we start with you?
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name's Rifat. I'm part of the Stone University apprenticeship. I've been working in Go.Compare for nearly 1.5 years now, and I'm a trainee software engineer.
Fabulous, thanks Riff. Then Fatima, over to you.
Hi, my name is Fatima. I'm doing the degree apprenticeship with Swansea University, currently working as a trainee software engineer for the past 10 months with Go.Compare. Yep, that's about it.
Fabulous. Then Matt Willer.
Hello, I'm Matt. I'm the Web Performance and Delivery Manager at Go.Compare, and I've been here 2 years coming up, and I'm on the software engineering degree apprenticeship with the Open University, so I study while at work.
Fabulous, thank you. Then we've got Mark. Oh, you're on mute, Mark.
Hello, I'm Mark Sussex. Sorry about that. I'm a trainee software engineer at Go.Compare. I've been about 9 months, 10 months now, and my degree is with Swansea University.
Fabulous, thank you. And we've got Matt, other Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm a trainee software engineer for the past 1.5 years, working with Aston University on the degree apprenticeship course.
Fabulous, thank you. Then we've got Ben.
Hi, I'm Ben. I'm a trainee software engineer as well. I've been with Go.Compare for the last 9 months. I'm with the Swansea University cohort.
Cool, thank you. Then we've got Fran.
Hi, my name's Fran. I'm a trainee software engineer doing the degree apprenticeship with the Swansea University. I've been working for since September as well.
Thank you. We've got James.
Hi, my name is James. I've worked at GoCo for about 9 months now, and I'm a trainee software engineer attending Swansea.
Thank you. And then last but certainly not least, we've got Hayley.
Hi, I'm Hayley. I'm part of the Aston Uni cohort, and I've been working as a trainee software engineer for the last 1.5 years as well.
Fabulous, thank you all. So I think a really important part of this is routes into degree apprenticeship. So it's key for our audience to understand what some of you were up to before you joined GoCo. Hayley, what did your world look like before the wonderful world of Go.Compare?
So I didn't go straight into software engineering out of college. I initially went to Cardiff Uni to study chemistry. I dropped out after a year because it really wasn't for me. I didn't enjoy it in the slightest, so I decided to drop out. And then after that, until I kind of figured out what I wanted to do, I was pretty much working in a bar. And just before GoCo, I spent 3 months working as a lifeguard. And a bit of a diverse role.
Very varied background there. Fab. So Mark, I mean, is that what your world looked like before you joined?
Not exactly. I had actually just finished A levels, and I also, alongside that, I worked at Kumon, teaching kids maths and English. But yeah, just straight from A levels. I didn't go to university beforehand or anything like that, so not exactly the same.
No, I think there's a lot of myths around degree apprenticeships, either that you come straight out of A levels into them. And I mean, looking at you guys now, we've got lots of people that have changed careers or went to uni and that style of learning wasn't for them. And yeah, I think you're all testament into there's no one right way of getting into degree apprenticeships. I think another myth is that they're not potentially as valid as the traditional routes to university. I don't know if that's because there's still a little bit of a stigma attached to the word apprenticeships. Fatima, I'm keen to understand what you think around that kind of myth that degree apprenticeships aren't the same qualification as a traditional university route.
Yeah, that's fair. Even when I was transferring to a degree apprenticeship, I was always told that it's not the same. It's Open University is not the same as university. It might be more of a BTEC, but you get a full bachelor degree, which is kind of hard to understand because all the generations before us were informed that apprenticeships is for people who didn't perform well at school, which is not true at all because it's you're still tested academically as well as getting an on-hand experience.
Absolutely, for sure. Well, instead you're doing it like a full-time job for some of you 4.5 years, some of you 3. So you're coming out of a fully funded degree with the same qualification as a lot of your friends, none of the debt, and going like, yeah, look at all this work experience as a software engineer. Riff, would you agree?
Yes, I would have 100%. It's because, first of all, the fact that you said that you don't you're not in debt. Plus, it's how a person learns. Like I learn a different way than a lot of people. So I found it more easier for myself as I also went before I started the apprenticeship. I also went to uni, and the way they taught were different than how an apprenticeship is. Plus, in like a university is more about like the social aspect of it, whilst an apprenticeship is kind of more it's a social, but you also get you also get to kind of learn just the knowledge in university and come and use that knowledge inside of your your inside of the company as well.
For sure. No, it does sound a lot like just remembering, like, you know, our assessment centers and telling you guys, like, this is a lot of work. We're asking you to do, you know, a full-time job pretty much as a trainee software engineer and, you know, just a casual degree alongside it as well. One question I'm always asked, and James, I'm hoping you'll be able to answer this. How do you manage all of your uni work alongside your job as a trainee software engineer?
I mean, yeah, like the thought of managing uni work alongside a full-time job is definitely quite daunting at first, especially to someone coming out of school or sixth form. But it is a lot easier than you might expect. You know, universities do account for the fact that you're working full-time alongside their course. So you might not be asked to do as much as maybe you were at sixth form, which is really nice. And at Go.Compare, we get given loads and loads of support, which helps us get our work done.
Fabulous, thank you. So thinking then of an average day in the life or a week in the life, Fran, can you shed some light on what an average work week looks like for a degree apprentice? Obviously, James just mentioned that you get support. So yeah, what does that look like?
Yeah, so during a week we usually have one day, a whole day for studying, which is really good compared to other situations that we've heard of from colleagues at uni. So we have a whole day where we can study from home. Sometimes we can communicate and share thoughts about what we have to do. The rest of the week we are mainly working with our team, and usually we work on projects that the company needs, so internal projects. We've done a few projects for HR, and we have one principal software engineer who's totally available at all times, and is kind of our babysitter on a daily basis. So he helps us through the project. He comes up with different solutions, and we're learning all the things that the other squads do. So we have a full-on experience of how the life in Go.Compare actually works, and then we go to uni for another day. So yeah, it's quite full, but very very interesting, very varied as well. Very yeah, quite cool.
Amazing, thank you. With the audience of this video in mind, whether that's like we said at the beginning, employers trying to get more insight into how they can roll out a program like this, and people understanding, the leniency of, like James said, people know that you're doing a degree at the same time as work understand that, and uni understand that you're doing work as well as a degree. Riff, what would you say is the support system like at GoCo for someone doing a degree apprenticeship?
The support in Go.Compare is just like perfect. It's you get support from like HR, the people team, HR and people team, and then you've got for each individual person, you've got a like a body and the mentor. It's like a body with the body you can go and do some work on the Go.Compare products. Plus if you have any coursework from the uni, they'll just help you, and it's just a variety, like the connection that you create in Go.Compare. I don't think you'll find that in somewhere else.
Oh, you're making me miss the office now. It's making me sad. It's not enough to seeing all your faces like this. Thank you. So with it being Wales Tech Week, and obviously all of you guys are studying and working in tech as software engineers, Mark, could you give some advice to people that are super interested in software engineering, coding? Where do they start?
Well, I know for me, and I think for a lot of people, most people, although they may not think there's a direct link, that gaming seems to be quite an avenue. So a lot of people, you could start, for example, learning a bit of Unity or something like that, make some like 2D clickers or things. That's always quite fun. And also, I mean, most people are quite interested in hacking, and as long as you do that ethically and hack your own systems.
I feel like I need to put a disclaimer out if you're going to start talking about hacking.
Don't hack other people's things, but your own systems, you can make cool scripts and stuff, and that's usually quite fun. There's loads and loads of YouTube videos out there. There's Bracky's on YouTube. He does a lot of good Unity tutorials. There's Computer File. They do a lot of stuff about hacking and doing it ethically, I suppose. And also,
I'm going to keep an eye on you now from this video.
Oh, it's quite fun though. And then also Tom Scott. He's really good as well. So yeah, YouTube was where I learned a lot of stuff. So that'd be my advice. Do things
Would you guys agree? Did, like, show of hands, have you used YouTube as a resource for getting into coding? Yeah, okay. So anyone watching this interested in finding out the basics, take to YouTube, and we will be doing a Q&A after this as well on Twitter. So if anyone wants any more information about that specifically, we'll get Mark to hack Twitter and see what we could do there. That is absolutely just a joke. Don't come after us. Thank you. So obviously we heard from Matt Willer there in the beginning, the only person here from the OU, the Open University in Wales, for your degree apprenticeship. I'm really keen to showcase like your story and what you're doing for people that really are like making that kind of career change move, or paying attention to studying software engineering in their existing role and not necessarily starting out working as a degree apprentice in software engineering, as a lot of these guys are. So what was your motivation?
Yes, well, as people could see, I'm a lot older than the other people on this call. And I think, like I've mentioned to you before, Millie, I kind of felt a bit like a frustrated software engineer that had fallen into a career in marketing. Like I've always been interested in programming and kind of dabble in my spare time with bits and pieces. So when the opportunity came to do a software engineering degree alongside work, I kind of jumped at the chance. I'm hoping that it might be a path into a career change, into a job that is more aligned with software engineering. And kind of just to reflect what others have said about the support, I think it's a great thing that Go.Compare offer these kinds of opportunities, but also the support I've had. My managers said to me, well, yeah, I understand you did a degree, and to me, you're only 80% available from now on. So carry on. So,
yes,
yeah, it's good.
Your days look the same then, because you still get the 1 day a week as a study day.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's right. Yeah, and then because it's the Open University, we are expected to also do effectively a day's work outside of work time.
What does that look like so far? Yeah, I was going to say, is it evenings, weekends? Do you try and like block a whole day of the weekend, or?
No, I tend to fill in the evenings. With the degree that I've started on, I'm on the path where we only have one module initially, so it's been quite easy so far. But I understand from October onwards, it's going to ramp up a bit, and we're going to be doing 2 modules at a time. So I'm probably going to have to be more rigid about where I allocate my time.
Ease you in.
Yeah. But yeah, in a way that's nice, because it does kind of get you used to like doing work outside of your job as well.
Absolutely. When was the last time, if you dare say, that you did, study to this extent?
It was 2008 that I graduated from my second attempt at university.
And has it been an easy transition to get back into that mindset with on offer?
Surprisingly easy. I think it would have been easier again if like the first module you do on the Open University degree is kind of designed to get you back into studying. So it's thinking about how you study and how you think about personal development plans and that kind of thing. So I would have preferred to do some software engineering, but I guess for those people who start at the different time to what I did, then I think you'll get that anyway. You'll have this module and some software engineering modules to work on as well. And
your program's 4.5 years?
It is, yeah.
That's the same for you Aston guys, isn't it? 4.5, and then Swansea's 3, which just goes to show to people listening, there are different pathways even in the same subject that you're studying. So definitely shop around and find what's right for you. Thank you, Matt. Other Matt, one of the questions that we got in was, what is the best thing that you have learned in your 18 months at GoCo?
Yeah, so for me personally, there's been a staggering amount of technical skills that I've learned over the past year. It's actually quite scary to think how I was before all of this, and on the other side, it's quite embarrassing to look at the code I was writing before I learned all these technical skills. But for me, the best thing to learn is the interpersonal skills that I've had the chance to develop. Mostly because these aren't that you don't get the same opportunity in a normal degree pathway to develop these skills. By interpersonal, I mean stuff like contributing to meetings, or even just on a day-to-day interacting with other engineers, something you wouldn't usually get to do. And then going back towards more practical skills, adopting the agile methodology is something that you learn about in education quite a lot. But the fact that every week, every day that we're adopting these ceremonies and learning how to work in agile is another thing that I've learned, and it's the best thing I've learned, I've got to say.
Amazing. So you're a really big advocate then for the degree apprenticeship pathways.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you get so many more experiences than you would get in the standard degree pathway.
And potentially less hangovers, would we say
Yeah,
that?
potentially.
Finally then, something that's quite topical, like literally hundreds of thousands of people will be leaving school or college in 2020 without any of the careers advice that some of you might have had, or I know we've done roadshows and gone to different schools as part of our recruitment into the GoFurther Academy for degree apprenticeships. Obviously, we've not been able to do that. So a bit of career advice then maybe. Ben, what advice would you give to school leavers of 2020 that are leaving in such an odd time?
I think for me the most important thing is just like not to panic and stress. There's all the time in the world when you leave school to choose a career and think about what you want to do. There's so many different opportunities available provided you put the effort in to look for them. If it's university you want to do, you've got to put the effort into study to get the degree you want to do. I think it's the same with apprenticeships and any other sort of on-the-job learnings. You've got to put the effort in and show willing, to look for these jobs and find out about the career you want to go into.
Absolutely. Where did you find out about the degree apprenticeship at GoCo?
So I've wanted to do a degree apprenticeship in software engineering. I applied to a few apprenticeships, but a neighbour of mine worked at Go.Compare and he recommended, he let me know about Go.Compare doing it really, because the adverts were a lot later in the year than quite a few of the others. So like another point to make is that it's not just September that you can start things. You don't have to do so. It's not, they don't follow the academic year.
No,
So,
that's a really good point. So actually, it's worth saying that the apprenticeship programs that we run through Swansea and the Open University in Wales are tied into the Welsh apprenticeship levy. So you have to wait until you find out you've got funding from Welsh Gov. So that isn't aligned to the academic year, as Ben said. So if you, we've got a lot of these guys who applied to uni in September. We actually don't get to advertise until our funding signed off. Around this time, actually, we're going live with our Open University 2.0, so taking another intake in, and we found out about funding 3 weeks ago. So yeah, definitely keep your eyes out. Actually, on that note, where did you guys hear about the opportunity? So obviously, Ben's got to refer a friend. And Hayley, where did you hear about it?
I actually found it on Indeed because I was kind of looking at I was mainly looking for traineeships in kind of a few different subjects, but mainly tech involved. And yeah, I found it through Indeed.
Anyone else for Indeed?
Yep, found it through Indeed as well.
Fab. So obviously, jobs boards is an important one to keep an eye on if you're a school leaver at the moment. Anyone different to Indeed?
My former manager.
Oh.
Go for it, Frank.
Yeah, it was my former manager suggested. She heard about the opportunity in a conference for women in tech, and then suggested I took part.
Wales Tech, yeah, Digital Women Wales, I remember. Fab. And then Mark, what were you going to say?
I was going to say my computer science teacher sent me a link to it.
Fab. So yeah, different routes there, but I think the majority of people, well, businesses do put their roles on Indeed, so keep an eye. And I'm hoping from our perspective, we get to go back on the road again and speak to young people in schools and colleges, and obviously take you guys all with me. So we'll wrap up now. Thank you so much for your time and your input. For everyone listening, we are going to be jumping onto Twitter. So our Twitter account is @go_acad. It should come up on the end screen now. So yeah, any questions that you've got for any of the guys that you've heard from today, or obviously from for myself, if you're interested in rolling out a degree apprenticeship, you want to know more about the apprenticeship levy here in Wales or obviously in England, drop us a line, and we hope that you found it useful. So thank you and enjoy Wales Tech Week.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.